Welcome to Kalamax, the Stormsire. As far as our opening hand goes, yes, we will keep on this one. We got 3 visits, Arcane Signet, a little bit of protection for Kalamax, and a little bit of card filtering in Is It Charm. So we will definitely keep on this one. Not the best opening hand. We do have 2, colorless sources, but hey, we'll make it work. The fact that we have 3 visits makes this a lot easier, and we're also playing against Alela, so this should be hopefully a very interesting game, and also, like it's Larabia. And if you don't know, I'll talk about that here in a second. So let's just go and lead off with Island, and then anything else pass it over our opponent. Our opponent, Larabia, they tend to build some pretty good decks, and so they do not skimp on spot removal and some really good cards. So if we don't get the full Kalamax value today, the max casino bets, that's what we're going for. But if we don't, just giving you a heads up as a viewer that if Larabia has an Esper deck build, I'm assuming that there's going to be a pretty good chunk of all Esper's favorite removal hits in there somewhere. So anyway, let's cover our commanders. Just a little bit of an editor's note if you want to have that. There you go. That way, because usually it'll end up being a good game. It's just we don't get the, what am I trying to describe? We don't get the full, explosion with confetti and stuff like that. So there we go. That's what we're still going for it though. So let's go for Arcane Signet, and then anything else we will pass the turn. We're playing Kalamax, the Stormsire. Whenever you cast your first instant spell each turn, if Kalamax is tapped, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Then, whenever you copy an instant spell, put a +1 counter on Kalamax. Playing gets Alela and Beast with Earn. Let's go for Desolate Lighthouse. Let's go 3 visits. That's going to be green from Arcane Signet, and we'll tap down Rogue's Passage. We do have Cyclonic Rift and Heroic Intervention, and actually, we should probably find a red source. So let's grab ourselves Taiga. Yeah, I think Taiga is good. Taiga Bucket. We'll get Taiga down. That does keep us open on Heroic Invention in case our opponent has some funny business, Lebowski, but it also keeps us open on Is It Charm. So that'll work out. So anything else, pass it back over there. Playing gets Alela. Flying, Death Touch, and Lifelink. Other creatures you control flying get +1/+0. Then, whenever you cast an artifact or enchantment spell, create a 1/1 blue fairy creature token with flying. Opponent's going to go for Windswept Heath. Let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors, TCG Player. If you go to bit.ly/Jolt MTG, that will apply my affiliate link and allow you to get some cards, which helps us out both on the same way. Is It Charm? Yeah, I think we... yeah, I don't think we want that card draw. Let's go Is It Charm. Counter target spell. I'd love to use it for card advantage, but it kind of puts us on Kalamax next turn, which I kind of do like. So we're going to go Is It Charm. We'll stop that card advantage and then kick it back over there. But yes, use that link. If you'd like to support the channel, if you enjoy my video, that is the best way to support the channel. And if you do that, hey, much obliged. And I did say do. All right, so let's go for it's dumb. Let's go Kalamax. Let's tap down for Simic, and then we'll tap down for Rogue's Passage. We'll just keep our fingers crossed. Our opponent doesn't have removal, and then we'll go from there. I would love to leave up Heroic Intervention, but it's kind of one of those just like, hey, if they don't have an answer, then maybe we can get some extra value somehow. It's, got to roll the dice sometimes in Command. And Teferi. Okay, all right, so we can do, and actually... And they go for the minus with Teferi, sending that back. So we might end up going for... I don't want to play around Teferi this entire game. This does not sound fun. Let's go on Crack Wooded Foothills. We're going to grab ourselves a blue-green source. And yeah, I think that'll be good. We've got Arcane Signet. I mean, this is a pretty blue-red deck down the middle. Actually, let's do that. So let's go grab Volcanic Island. And then we go for Goblin Electromancer. It's going to be red-blue. Yeah, that's still going to be just enough for Beast Within. So they will end up getting a token, but yeah, playing against Teferi this entire game sounds like smashing my head against the wall. That does not sound fun. So we're going to Beast Within on Teferi and give them a 3/3 Beast token, and then anything else we will pass the turn over to our opponent. Now, if they do end up going for Arcane Signet, we do have Heroic Intervention, but we'll see what they get out there. So, but yeah, TCG Player. Also, let's give a quick shout out to MTGOTraders. If you want to play online, your play group hasn't been able to play in person, digital is one of the best ways to play Commander 24/7. Whatever that is, whatever you want to do. Be sure to check out MTGOTraders. Also, let's give a quick shout out to inkgaming.com. If you're in the market for a playmat, be sure to check out my Mad Mat Neon playmat series. You can see it down below. In fact, there's a Kalamax max bet casino playmat that I was really happy how that turned out. And so if you have Kalamax and you want to get the Kalamax casino going at your local play group or on your next webcam game, hey, be sure to check them out. And last but not least, I started a Patreon. So if you'd like to directly support cool content like this, there's a link down in the description below. But if you're keeping score at home, and you're like Goblin Electromancer, you're excited because you know what it is? It is officially free time. Let's have some fun. All right, so we do have I don't think we really want to Cyclonic Rift anything. I mean, I guess we could Rift. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're actually one away from overloaded Cyclonic Rift, so we might as well just go and hold on to it. So, all right, so we got Kalamax in our hand. And actually, we can set up Kalamax with Heroic Intervention. Yeah, I do like that. And that's still, yeah, let's do that. So we need to make sure that we leave up green. That way something does happen to Arcane Signet. That's going to be blues, tap down for red. We'll tap down for one colorless. Yeah, and I think either way, if we want to leave up Cyclonic, no, I think we're going to use Cyclonic Rift overloaded. That's going to be the best bet. So let's tap down Rogue's Passage. There we go. We'll have Kalamax come down, and then we'll have Heroic Intervention. And then we'd also end up going for Twinning Staff and start kind of bouncing some stuff back to their hand. So anything else, I think we just go and pass turn over there. So we do have a 3/3 Beast token over there. We do have Kalamax sitting at a 4/4. We'll see if they do decide to swing in. At the very least, we've just got a copied effect of Cyclonic Rift to kind of clear the way for Kalamax. That way we don't have to worry about any sort of double blocks or anything like that. So, all right, this is going to be Banishing Light. Let's see. We just go Heroic Intervention in response. I mean, they've got 2 mana. If they've got a counterspell, they've got it. But we'll at least go for Heroic Intervention and see if this is good. Oh, all right. Exile target non-land permanent. There's nothing you can grab Banishing Light. Our creatures are safe. And also, shout out to Eli. Eli loves Heroic Intervention. That's one of his favorite cards. And I think of him every single time that I cast it. So there we go. Let's see what else they've got for the turn. That's only going to be 2 mana. Yeah, I feel like we're in a pretty good spot. We've got Rift. We're going to be able to send Timna and a Beast token back. I think that'll be pretty good, especially once we tap down Kalamax. And once we end up going for Twinning Staff. Now, we don't necessarily want to send Banishing Light to the hand. That will definitely help them out. But let's see. All right, how do we want to sequence this? Okay. So let's do this. Let's go and push in with Kalamax. Yeah, I do like that. We're going to swing in with Kalamax. And let's go for Cyclonic Rift. We're going to send Timna back to the hand. We're going to get a copy of that. And I will remember that Goblin Electromancer is out there sometimes. So we don't tap down. We're going to have it be the Beast token. There we go. All right, so we're going to make a copy of that effect. That's going to be Beast token back to the hand. That's going to be Timna going back to the hand. And that's going to have us a 5/5 coming across, which is going to be very nice. So there we go. All right, that's going to be 5. That's going to put them down to 23. That'll be 5 total commander damage. Oh, look at that. There we go. We got a free spell off of Kalamax. I'm already happy. So anything else, we will pass the turn. We could go for Twinning Staff, but at this point, we have Thassa's Intervention online next turn. This does help us out in 2 ways for our opponent's turn. We can use it as a way to draw extra cards. 3's not the best, but having an extra 3 and a 3 like that's always pretty good. Or if they get down something we don't want, we can always end up going for the activated ability. Yeah, do we want to do that? Do we want to fight with Thassa's Intervention? Yeah, I think we do kind of like that. Let's do that. Let's go Thassa's Intervention. That's going to be blue, blue. We just want to keep the tempo on our side of the battlefield. Yeah, I do like that. All right, so we're going to click OK. X is going to be 4. That's going to be an extra copy of it. That way we have double counterspell. So that way if they do have a counterspell, they're going to have to do, yeah, same target, same target. Let's leave it like that. So you can see where Kalamax, it's going to help you out on your turn, but also on your opponent's turn, getting an extra instant spell copy. That is max bets for the Kalamax Casino right there. So it's going to be Thassa's Intervention. We could have had that been... Well, actually, no. It still would have been a counterspell on that. And, oh, do they have removal? Let's see. But at least we got the commander tax going up on... if they do have removal, at least we got the... Oh, Darksteel Mutation. Okay. Our Kalamax has been rendered useless. Well, it's a 2/3, which is still going to allow us to swing in and deal damage. So we'll figure out what we can do about that Darksteel Mutation. All right, so let's go Reliquary Tower. Let's go and push in with the crew. That's going to be 4 coming across. Kind of a motley crew over there. We got a dinosaur that turned into a bug. That's going to put them down to 19. Yeah, I think we just end up just going Twinning Staff. That's going to be, yeah, not that bad. And that still keeps us open on a... Well, actually, if we end up going if we go for a Desolate Lighthouse activation, we'll have to immediately discard it. So we'll pass on that. Now, with Twinning Staff, let's kind of take a quick look at this. So if you would copy a spell one or more times, instead copy it that many times plus an additional time, choose new targets for the copy. Then for a 7-mana activation, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You get to choose new copies for it. So Twinning Staff works out beautifully in a deck like this. You know, it's going to allow us to... And we'll push in with Kalamax on this. It's going to be a 2/3. It's going to be Death Touch. Well, it's indestructible, so it's not really going to matter, but we'll see. Hopefully, we rip into something pretty nice. So we rip into Forest. Okay, so let's do this. So let's go for the Desolate Lighthouse activation. That's going to be blue and a red. And that still kind of keeps us open on going for a spell. Cultivate. Okay, so we'll get rid of Forest. Cultivate is really not that bad. It still kind of helps us get an extra land for the Desolate Lighthouse activation, which, you know, we're pretty cool with. So let's go for Cultivate. Let's grab ourselves a red source, and we're going to grab ourselves a green source. We'll have that red source enter the battlefield. Forest goes into our hand. And I guess I mean, we could make the land drop, but at this point right now, I think we just want to hold on to Forest for a Desolate Lighthouse activation. And then at least for the land drop for next turn. So let's do that. So anything else, we will pass the turn over to our opponent. So there we go. But yeah, as far as the Kalamax deck, this is kind of not necessarily a work in progress. It's still just kind of like a Teamer Spellslinger deck. You know, it's one of those that, you know, we're not going to live and die if we don't get Kalamax on the battlefield. But if we do, the game's going to be a lot easier for us, you know. But it's not, you know, like when you play Necasaur, you know, you need Necasaur on the battlefield to close the game out. You know, that's just how the deck is built. With Kalamax, you know, the way this one is built, you know, you can still end up building this Teamer good stuff deck that allows you to do a lot of multiple things at different points in the game and still get as much value as possible. You know, let's say that, you know, something does happen to Kalamax, we've spent the entire game ramping, we can still kind of keep powering out Kalamax as quickly as possible. So, all right, so that's a little bit of a bummer. Our opponent does end up going for a Sword of Feast and Famine, so us not making that lane drop is going to come back to bite us, but, you know, just having that Desolate Lighthouse activation is pretty important. So it's going to be Baleful Strix. One of the other ways, you know, if we do end up with this cluttered board state from our opponent, one thing that we do have is 1,000-Year Storm. So if we can get 1,000-Year Storm somehow kind of, I don't know, storm into a bunch of crazy things, you know, crazier things have happened, but that's kind of the backup plan for the deck, is that we can storm off a 1,000-Year Storm. So at this point right now, the only thing that we're pretty much looking for is going to be our draw spells. That's going to be Pull from Tomorrow, that's going to be Stroke of Genius, just different things that like that allow us to dig deeper into our library and draw a ton of cards. That's what we're going to be looking for at this point right now. So hopefully our opponent's a little bit tight on mana. You know, when you're playing against a control deck and they have an X spell, it is a little, makes you a little nervous when you try to go for that big spell, but hey, we'll see if we can't make it work. So opponent does have Scribbling Claws on the battlefield, but yeah, it's all right. That's okay, partner. The other thing that we need to get rid of is Kalamax to get that, we'll get rid of Forest. When you get that Darkstone Mutation off, that's not going to be good. We do have Return to Nature. We have a couple different options that we can do with that, so hopefully we rip into something. Let's see. Ooh, Prophetic Bolt. Okay. Well, Prophetic Bolt's going to be deal 4 damage to any target. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. So we Prophetic Bolt on Alela. That gets rid of her, gets rid of all these fairies. I mean, because, you know, them being 2/1s is a very sizable threat. I would love to be able to get some extra value from Kalamax, but we just can't do that right now, and I think we just need to go for this. So let's go Prophetic Bolt on Alela. Hopefully they don't have a way to stop this. We'll see if they do. It's not the end of the world. At least we're going to still be able to kind of dig a little bit deeper into our library. So let's see if this is going to be good. So our opponent's going to go for... Oh! Spell Stutter. Our X is the number of fairies you control. That's going to be... Yeah, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that is just enough right there, partner. Oh, that's a bummer. All right, so it's going to counter that spell. Anything else, we will pass the turn over to our opponent. Yeah, we don't really want to swing into this board state. So, all right, so we got Baleful Strix coming up. We still at least do have a Desolate Lighthouse activation for next turn. We don't have a card that we can use that with, but at least we can have that option once we untap with some mana. But if you're keeping score at home, it's not looking so hot right now with the Alela out there. So we'll see what's going to happen. Coastal Piracy, and that is almost certainly going to be good game. So they end up going for yeah, because they know the coast is clear on our side. They go Coastal Piracy, deal damage, draw a card. That is, whew. All right, so let's get let's let the pirates have their fun. Ooh, and they go for Timna too, so that's going to be at the beginning of your or number of cards you were dealt. Oh, yeah, this is pretty rough. The only good thing is that they have only 1 mana up, so oh, excuse me, they get to untap with Sword of Feast and Famine. Yeah, this is very bad for us. It's going to be a lot of card draw. Look at that. That puts us down to 8. We have to discard a non-existent card, which is not too bad. And then on top of that, they get an extra card from Timna, where Timna's she's going to get her card draw. So let's see what's in store for us. They have a full 7 cards in hand and a full board of mana. So let's see what's going to happen. Okay, and our opponent dumps some stuff out of their hand, and we draw into Fabled Passage. Okay, we're going to go and scoop this one up. Good game to our opponent. Yeah, unfortunately, with that Darkstone mutation, you know, if they don't have that Darkstone mutation, this game plays out a little bit differently. You know, we do have the option to swing in, even if we're going to die to a bunch of fairies. Simply being able to just get extra copies of Prophetic Bolt or different things like that, that would allow us to kind of propel us into the late game. But they did have Darkstone mutation, and that completely shut us down because we didn't have an answer for that aura on our creature. So they effectively neutralized Kalamax, and that kept us out of the game. It just goes to show you, when you can get 2-for-1s with stuff like Alela, where you're simply just getting mana rocks out, getting the board state flooded, and then dropping down a value piece like Coastal Piracy, this is some good magic right here. So good game to our opponent. It's always beautiful to see a board state develop like that. And sorry we didn't have the Kalamax Casino give max returns, but that's just sometimes how magic goes. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, hey, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.